So I am at the airport and I am leaving from Florida after seeing my surgeon, who happens to think that the botched job that was done on my liposuction is perfect, although I disagree. And um, he did, though, mention that he wants to see pictures because I told him the dresses and the jeans were not fitting me correctly and it just did not look good. So he asked me to send him photos when I get there. Now, mind you, I told him that it wasn't just the cosmetic, um, uh, the cosmetic appearance of it. But I also have cording down my sides. I have and down my arms. I have what feels like rocks in my hips and little lumps underneath the skin. Plus, the one hip is higher than the other, and it's like uneven. Period. Just lumpy looking. Um, so, and uh, yes, I'm heading back. Now, here's the funny story about that. My voices in my head said they want me spending ridiculous amounts of money on nothing, just blowing money, to come see my surgeon who will turn me down. They're laughing, saying that they caused the cording, they caused the fibrosis, they're the ones causing the edema, they're the ones causing all this water retention, um, basically stopping circulation from going to my face, dehydrating my skin, um, dehydrating my eyes so that they appear red like I'm smoking marijuana, which I don't do, um, and just dehydrating all the all my lymph nodes and stopping circulation so that the fibrosis starts to build up. Um, Now, I don't know what kind of schizophrenia sounds this disturbing, but mine is, they sound like terrors. The voices in my head literally sound like terrors. I've said it a million times. They say the most outrageous things I've ever heard. They say things that you obviously don't want to repeat. So, um, with that, I take to my psychiatrist or to a warm line to discuss because I don't want people um, confusing what I'm hearing for me, since it's in my head and people can mistakenly think that just because the voices we hear as schizophrenics are in our head, that must be our own thoughts. That isn't necessarily true. If you know how to identify your voice, your actual voice doesn't, like your internal voice, doesn't actually have a voice to it. So it's just your mind processing what's what's being said or calculated, but you don't hear anything. So yeah, so I've learned to identify it. The voices will sit there and they will talk over my internal voice to disguise themselves as my voice. Um, and so I start to just think of random things to throw the voices off. And that's how I started to really get a grip on my own internal voice. Because I was so disturbed. I ran to the doctors, like, what is going on with my head? I don't feel this way, but I'm hearing it. And it's disturbing me. And I don't know diddly squat about schizophrenia. I've just been diagnosed, and I don't know, is this getting worse? Like, I freaked out. And they said it's perfectly common, and all that I'm doing is perfect, strategy to practice so that way I can remain one with my internal voice and set aside the voices I hear, so that they sound more like white noise eventually, or um, voices as if they're in the background, but not necessarily. I mean, they're in my head, but to basically mute them as if you were hearing them in the background. Um, so yeah. So, um, anyways, yeah, the voices are just. They said my hair is gonna fall out as thin as a thread, and it did. They said when I went to highlight my hair, when it was definitely a lot thicker than this. It was thinner than what it, like than my when my hair first started falling out. Um, but it was still fairly thick, and I put highlights in it. Every hair that was highlighted fell out. I just re-highlighted my hair. Okay, and I am going to keep track of whether or not my hair is gonna, the highlighted hair falls out. They've already said that they were gonna do it. They've already told me if I continue to say I hear voices in my head that I'm gonna be bald, and my daughter's gonna be bald. That my daughter's hair is gonna fall out in chunks. I swear, if that happens, I'm gonna take photos and post it all over the internet, along with this video. So, um, yeah, they've said my daughter's hair is gonna fall out. Listen, you dumb bee. Don't you get the picture? We're talking to you using a telepathy weapon, and basically with um, the press of a button, we can basically drop you like a fly. And there's no reason to discuss us, and basically take the abuse or what feels like abuse, and don't mention this to anyone. Don't call local law enforcement if someone abuses you. Don't seek medical attention if uh, you're feeling sick. Refrain from working out, going to church, being around your loved ones, and basically, we're going to consume your mind and rape it, deprive you of love, friendship, make you feel unattractive, age you, and then have you begging for us to stop so that you can impress some random loser to sleep with, which, so just so you know, deprivation and rape go hand in hand. If you're not self-aware, you can fall victim to um, being raped by manipulation and volun- voluntarily doing it. So I'm just um, baffled by what I'm hearing. Every day, I am just as surprised as the day before, and I don't care how many times I repeat what I'm hearing. They have threatened my family. Um, they've said the craziest things, and I'm just like, now, I don't do drugs, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I will never entertain those things. I don't entertain people that do them. I personally like the outdoors. I like working out. I like healthy environments. I like daytime activities. Um, you know, I'm a kid at heart, and that's really me, and I enjoy myself. I don't care to impress anyone at all. Take it or leave it. Um, so yeah, it's like, and the voices, they want me, what? deprived of feeling attractive, deprived of feeling happy, deprived of feeling love. So that way, when some loser comes by and gives me some attention, I'll be so desperate that all I want to do is spend my time with him and make him priority over my children. Okay? Who I am struggling to give attention to because this schizophrenia has so much on my mind consumed even after the medications. And and not only do they have my mind consumed, I'm dizzy. I've had two abnormal EEGs. I'm going in for a hearing test because I can't hear sometimes. My podcast, the lyrics to songs, the conversation I'm having with someone, I have to repeatedly ask them to please repeat yourself. I'm so sorry, and apologize. And just, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to the person in front of you. It's frustrating to you. And it tears you down. And trying to basically consume my mind from remembering what appointments I have scheduled, the time as it goes by, just to sit there and say, okay, I'm going to do an hour of this. You get so wrapped up in what's going on in your mind and then trying to finish your task at hand, but you're moving slower and you don't even realize it, and more time goes by than you have allotted for whatever task it is that you've planned to complete for that time. And everything gets pushed back. It's just crazy. Luckily, I have a support group, I have a system, I have everything, and it took me a really long time to get a grip on what's going on and establish, such close relationships to make sure that I can be held accountable, that at work I'm not ruining my reputation, ruining my company's reputation by things that are so minor that, as a team, we can eliminate altogether and make it very clear that not only is my team, but they're all professionals and just sweethearts, but they're supportive, they're there, they're not at all judgmental or make you feel like it's a burden to them. So, I mean, I have been so grateful in that sense. But anyways, I'm just still baffled though at what I'm hearing. It is constant. It is constant, and they sound just like terrorists. Anyways, I have to go. Have a great day.